Merry Christmas to all the viewers. Thank you very much for watching this channel. Today I'm going to cover I have the face painting of Rudolph the reindeer and it's Christmas Eve, so I thought of doing the there have been many requests on the channel for making a video on the changes that have been announced and that will come into play from spring next year. That's around April 2024 onwards. So I have the list of things that have been proposed to be changed. I will discuss about it. I'll give my take on the things also, how things may change, fructify. I also have a fact sheet from home office, so I will try to elaborate as much as possible. So I may not take questions other than anything specific to the changes that are coming into play from April 2024 onwards. So if you have any questions on that, you can put them. I will try to answer them. I will begin with the changes that will be brought to the health and care visa. So the first point is anyone who is on the care and senior care worker visa, they will not be able to bring the dependents. So that is the first point. But there is also clarification. I have got many questions on the channel as well. And from home office also, this has been clarified. I'll state that. So what is important is individuals who are already in the UK. So I'll just read that out as well, what they say exactly when these changes are going to come into play about the health and care when the changes come. So the changes for the senior care worker dependents not being able to be brought by the care worker visa holders. They will start gradually throughout early 2024. So I think they may also start around January or something. This strikes, so that's what they are saying. This is a statement that has been given by the ministers to the MPs in the parliament. So whatever information I have, I will try to take from it and explain as much as possible. The main thing is how are you going to, just a minute, I'm trying to get any sensible information. So care workers and senior care workers who are already in the route currently in the UK will be able to bring their dependents. So it is nothing is changing for individuals who are already on the care worker visas. The changes will only affect individuals who are coming on the care and senior care worker visas. So even if you are a care worker or senior care worker, you are already in the UK, the changes to the dependents rules will not affect you. You will still be able to bring in the dependents, including extending their dependent stay, changing employers, and settlement as well. So, change of employment, indefinite leave to remain. So, anyone who is already in the UK on the care worker visa, this is the clarification from home office. So, I'm not sure whether everyone has this, but this is something I've got from the statement that was given to the MPs as well. So, I'm trying to get as much information from it and clarify things. So, I know there is a lot of panic going on around in the immigration sector, migrants are concerned. I've got many questions on the channel. So just to clarify, this is straight from the ministers and home office what they are deciding. And also this is how all the immigration rules always change. So only care workers and senior care workers who will come in future after the immigration rules have changed for the dependents, they may not be able to bring their dependents. That is very important. Someone who's already in the UK on a care worker visa, senior care worker visa, they should be perfectly fine to bring in the dependents even later on, because that's what they say. Care workers, senior care workers already in the route will be able to remain with their dependents. So it's better to get the dependents on if you already have on these visas, including extending, changing employers. So someone who's already there and the dependents are already in the UK, you should now not have an issue. And the second point, okay, yeah, that is the main one basically. And so care workers and senior care workers will not be able to bring in their dependents once the rules change. Uh, they will change some point next year. Care providers can only sponsor migrant workers. So now there has been a lot of abuse, as I have been stating. I have made various videos. Don't buy UK skilled worker visas, care home frauds, etc. going on in the UK. So home office is aware of this. So care providers who are only if the undertaking the activities regulated by the CQC, Care Quality Commission, only then they can sponsor someone under the care worker visa or the senior care worker visa. Other entities will not be able to. And others, so previously everyone, all types of care homes were able to bring in people. So someone who's already in the UK, they will not be impacted. They should be fine. Those care homes should be able to continue their employees on and on. So that should not be an issue. Uh, Second point, okay, that's all about the health and care worker visa. Cannot bring in dependents. Already, individuals who are already in the UK as dependents should be fine. They can keep on continuing. Change of employment is fine. Applying for ILR is fine. No changes on that side. Only care workers who are joining in, who will be coming in future, or dependents who will be coming in future, they will have the issues with the changes in the rules. The rules can change anytime, early Jan 2024 onwards, which means January, February onwards also. So that's all about health and care visa changes that are going to come, that have been proposed by the immigration minister. About the skilled worker visa, increasing the salary threshold from 26,200 to 38,700. So that is quite definitely that is going to happen. I'm very positive about it. Mainly, these all changes are being brought because UK is going. There will be general elections in the UK. That it's mainly a political thing. Also, at that specific time, they want to change all these things. There are a lot of votes at stake, so everything, yeah, it comes from politics as well. So all these changes have been brought to reduce the migration. That's a goal that has been explained, that has been told to everyone. And skilled worker visa is the easiest one that they always tend to change as they wish. So I think that 38,700 they will come to that, and then subsequently they will have some exemptions, and shortage occupation will be changing to some other list and all of that. So that's how they do. They always lock the gates, and then slowly they give discounting to others like shortage occupation, PhD occupation, whatever that was. Similarly, in the beginning, they will increase the skilled worker salaries to 38,700, and then as industries start lobbying in, other problems come into play, things will change. So yes, so the salaries are going to increase. The minimum salary to sponsor anyone will be 38,700 or higher. So the lowest salary, that's what they're going to do. And that's going to change around April 2024 onwards. That's what has been proposed. And this, in my opinion, will happen definitely, because I don't see any pushback from any of the sectors at this point. The pushbacks will come after the changes have been made. So raising the going rate to the median, those on the health and care visa will be exempted. So we can continue to bring healthcare workers. Important. The skilled worker salaries, minimum salaries will increase to 38,700, but the health and care visa route. So at one end, they are stopping health and care work visa holders to bring independence. At the same time, they can be paid lesser salary. So the 38,700 for the skilled workers will not apply to health and care work visas, care visas, and senior care visa holders. So they will be exempted from this. Obviously, yeah, we knew that definitely that is going to happen. So health and care visas will not be affected by the minimum salaries of 38,700 per year. These are the only two changes with respect to skilled worker route. I'll try to give any clarifications I get from the statement as well. Now I'm just discussing the pointers first. Shortage occupations. This does not change anything per se for any sector, but this is what has been suggested. So it's a 5 point list. So the first point was about health and care visa. Second is skilled worker visa. Third is shortage occupation. Fourth and fifth we will go in. So the third one is shortage occupations. Replace the shortage occupation. Home Office has this habit of changing these names. Earlier it was called as SOC code, short standard occupation classification. Then they changed it to job code. I think, yeah, job code or something. They keep on changing all these names. Is the same thing that's going to happen. Replace the shortage occupation list, so that name will be abolished. I'm very positive that's the intention, with a new immigration salary discount list. So instead of calling it as shortage occupation, they're going to call it as immigration salary discount list. Okay. Uh, Ending the 20% salary discount for shortage occupation. Currently, there is about a 20% discount for shortage occupations over the normal salary, so that will be taken out. That's what they propose. asking the MAC, the Migration Advisory Committee. So there is a committee that advises the government on all these changes to review the composition of the list with the increased salary thresholds. So exactly the same thing, they will replace it with different names and then start discounting it for different jobs. So currently shortage occupation, care workers are in shortage occupation, doctors are in shortage, I think shortage occupation, nurses and all. Maybe bricklayers, specific occupations, teachers in some sectors, and all of that. So that list will be changed. A new list will come into play called as immigration salary discount list. Discount list, the word is still there. So definitely there will be a lesser salary that will be paid, but they will come up with a plan speaking to the MAC, Migration Advisory Committee, and it will be something similar to a shortage occupation list with a different name. That's what I think. So as we've seen from the past. So that is the third point. So it is a five point program. The first point was health and care visa changes, skilled worker route increased salaries. Third was shortage occupation list changing to another name, immigration salary discount list (ISDL). That is a short form I'm giving it. Fourth point dependents of British citizens or settled persons. This is the very important one. I know I'm getting a lot of questions on the channel. Various media, everywhere inquiries, people are concerned. Someone who is on a spouse visa, partner visa, fiance visa, meeting the 18,600 requirement. So I am very positive, even we lawyers, when we discussed when these changes were just being stated by the immigration minister, and now the ministers have also clarified on this, these changes will not affect. So whatever they are talking of 38,700 in a streamlined way, I'll discuss that part. So whatever the salaries are going up, the financial requirement from 18,600 to whatever number it is going up to, it will not affect anyone who is already on the family route, spouse visa, partner visa, fiance visa. Whether you are changing from fiance to spouse, or from extending from your first 2.5 years into the next 2.5 years, or switching from your spouse visa or partner visa into an indefinite leave to remain, your salary thresholds will remain the same. So this is what I knew 100% that's going to happen, but I wanted to wait for the clarification and then make this video. So it has been clarified by the ministers and whoever has made these suggestions. All the questions are being asked and they have clearly stated. Let me see what the notes I have. 3700 ensures okay, minimum migration. Okay, this is how they stated. These new policies won't be applied retrospectively. So it will not be for someone who's already in the UK with whatever the visa is, fiance visa, spouse visa, partner visa. If you are extending, getting ILR or anything, the 18,600 requirement which will still remain the same for you. Whatever the numbers are changing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't apply to you. It will only apply someone who is applying for these visas after the change has been made. So around April 2024 onwards. So anyone who is planning to make any of these family route applications, try to speed up the applications and file them as soon as possible. That's my suggestion. Even the immigration surcharge is increasing. I have made several videos on how to save on that. File the application before 16 January. That is a tentative date. After that date, at some point, once the order is passed, the IHS will also increase. And around April, these rules will also change. So they are going to staircase these rules. I'll just give some information on that on the 18,600. Where is that? So, okay, so the goal is to increase the 18,600 to 38,700, but it will be done by the total amount of 38,700. So it will be done in three phases. That's what Home Office has suggested now. The first phase, 18,600 income will requirement will be increased to 29,000, and that will be done spring 2024, which means April 2024. On or about April 2024, it will increase to 29,000. Then at some point within the next year, between April 24 to April 25, some point, I think at the 6 month point, maybe halfway through, it will increase to 34,500. So from 18,600, it will go up to 29,000 around April 24. Then maybe in about 6 months or so, they haven't given an exact date, but sometime within the year between April 24 to April 25, it will increase to 34,500. And finally, by spring 2025, that's around April 2025, the threshold will increase to 38,700. So that will equal the skilled worker threshold as well. So these are the three main amounts that it's going to increase to. Current salary thresholds is 18,600 for a spouse or a partner visa, where the sponsor is a British citizen, settled person in the UK with indefinite leave to remain, or anyone under the EUSS pre-settled status or settled status holder whose relationship has begun after the end of the transition date. So these are all the sponsors categories. If they are sponsoring someone as a husband, wife, partner, fiance, they have to earn an income of 18,600. There are various videos on our channel on all these things, how to meet that requirement with salary, self-employment, savings, all of that stuff. You can search on the channel. Also on the on our website, you have various list of documents for different types of categories, how you meet these requirements. That sum is going to increase from 18,600. First point it will change is around April 2024 to 29,000, from 18,600 to 29,000. Then at some point between April 24 to April 25, April 2024 to April 2025, it will increase to 34,500. And by April of 2025, yeah, 1 year from this change they are starting, it will increase to 38,700. So in three parts. First part 29,000, 34,500, and then 38,700. So in a staircase way, that's how they are going to increase it. That's what has been clarified by the department, by the immigration minister, and whatever data we have from home office, from the fact sheet that we have gathered. So these are the changes. These changes will only affect someone who is applying for these types of visas for the first time entry clearance, first time switching into a spouse visa category, or first time doing this visa. It will not affect anyone extending the visa, renewing the visa, switching from fiancé category to spouse visa. That's also because you are already in the settlement category. The rules cannot be changed once you have joined that visa category. That's how immigration rules always change. Even for the skilled worker, it will be the same. Even for the healthcare worker visas, where you cannot bring independence, it will be the same. Once you are already in the rules, you are in the rules. If you try to apply after the rules change, only then the rules apply to you. Okay, that's very important. So this is the one, two, three, fourth point. So spouse visa, etc. of British citizens, settled persons, salary requirement increasing, and the fifth point. So the fifth point seems to be just pushed in, I think, because it was a 5 point plan. So it's about the graduate route. It's a fairly new route, not that I don't think that much data is available. The Home Office has just suggested a review of the graduate route visa to be carried out by the by the Migration Advisory Committee, to ensure it is fit for the purpose. So yeah, they'll just look through the data and give an opinion as to is it fit for the purpose, the goals are achieved, etc., etc. But I don't think it's very early in the initial stages of the graduate route. I'm not sure why they are even touching this area. There are no issues around this. I've never heard anything. Even Home Office never has any issues. But I think it's just an addition they've made because they wanted a 5 point program and they got the 4 points, and the fifth point, I think it has been just pushed in as review of the graduate route visa. Nothing is changing on the graduate route as of yet. They will just review it, make a presentation, make a report, and present it to the government. That's what will change. Okay, so yeah, so these are the 5 point programs. I will try to clarify. I have a fact sheet from the Home Office. I'm trying to give as much information on these 5 points. Again, the 5 points are changes to the health and care visa, mainly cannot bring dependents, and only CQC registered if the care provider is doing the activities which are Care Quality Commission regulated activities, only then they can sponsor it. So that is the change to the health and care visa. Skilled worker visa increasing to 38,700 salary, 38,700, yes, around April 2024. This most probably will happen, I think. Other things, yeah, they will be staircased and all. Shortage occupation list being changed to some other name. The new name is Immigration Salary Discount List, and the 20% discount for the shortage occupation will be taken out. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they will come up with some other type of discount. Okay, dependents, yeah. spouse visas, partner visas, etc. Family route visas increase of the 18,600 to some other amount in in three phases, basically 29,000, 34,500, 500, and 38,700. I think that is the third number over a period of one whole year from April 24 to April 25. And review of the graduate route. I'll just go through the fact sheet and try to give as much detail as I have on these points. Okay, 72,000. Stopping. So about the care workers, this is what the Home Office says in their fact sheet: stopping overseas care workers from bringing family dependents, and yeah, so that's what they say. Last year, 120,000 dependents came under the care worker dependent visa area, so that will reduce this number a lot. That's what they mean. Okay, increase the earning threshold from overseas workers by 50%. Okay, yeah, encouraging this. Yeah, this is just extra information. Okay, restrictions. Yeah, all these changes, all this 5 point program, the fifth one is not a change. The 4 points, I would rather say, it's a fifth one is just a review of the graduate route. So all this 4 point program, the changes will be introduced gradually throughout early 2024. So I think most of them will only start around April. I don't even think it will start around January also. It will be around April 2024. And this strikes the right balance between blah 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 changes. So what they say is the changes to the social care, CQC registration, removal of right to bring dependent. This is very, very important. It will change as soon as possible in the new year. So this one, I think, care workers being unable to bring independent, this will change very quickly. I'm sure they are going to do that because they did this for the student visa route also for courses starting from January onwards, and they declared this in July. And then after that, a lot of things happened, and yeah. So I think this time, stopping the care workers bringing in their dependents, they will be doing this around January or February very quickly. That's what they also will be implemented as soon as possible in the new year. They talk of new year, they are not talking of April 24. So the care worker changes will happen around January, I think so, around January, February. We will try to do it as soon as possible. Skilled worker salary threshold increasing to 38,700, that will be introduced in April 2024. This is exactly from Home Office. I am reading it from the fact sheet. This is not from me. I'm just reading what information I have. It will happen in April 2024 with implementation shortly after. So the changes will become in April 2024 and immediately after they will start implementing it. Changes to the family visa. So the spouse visa, financial requirement 18,600 when introduced from they will introduce from spring 2024, so around April 2024. Firstly, threshold changes to 29,000. It will be raised to 34,500 during the year, and next year April 2025 it will increase to 38,700. I'm not sure very sure whether this all these numbers are sustainable. I know there is a lot of pushback. Even we lawyers, we are going to go in with various appeals, judicial reviews, and all the fights. They will happen. I'm very positive. I'm not sure if that 38,700 is really sustainable, manageable. Yeah, so yeah, but that's what they say, and let's see how it goes. Let's see which government comes in the next elections next year. Probably, I think before January or so. Definitely, the elections have to happen before January 2025. Worst case scenario, I think sometime in 2024 the elections will happen. If there is a change in the government, obviously these things are highly unlikely. But then, yeah, if the same government continues, then yes, they will be doing this. But then, yeah, there will be fights, there will be appeals, case laws, and all of that, and things may come down. There may be something else. So I'm not predicting any of that. But currently, this is what the proposal is: September 24, first change happen. April 2024, spring 2024, first change happening with the goal of changing the whole number in three parts. First change increasing 18,600 to 29,000, then increasing it further to 34,500, and then to 38,700 by April 2025. That is the goal of the government. Let's see how they take it forward. Migration Commission and like, okay, graduate route, they will just be reviewing it, and name of the shortage occupation leave will be changed to immigration salary list. Okay, and in January 2024. From January 2024 onwards, MAC will start reviewing that graduate route, and that new list shortage occupation will be changed to immigration salary list. So they will start that review and are expected to report throughout 2024. So graduate route review will start in January 2024, and the review will continue throughout the year till December 2024, and then I think the report will come. But there are no goals set for them. There is no reduction that is planned. So they are not working with any goal. They are just looking at it whether it is fit for purpose, which means whatever the intentions were of making that graduate route, are they in line? Is that what is happening? That's what they will look at. Nothing. There is no intention of reducing the number of graduate route or canceling it or doing anything to it, not even touching it. I think it's just an addition to the 5 point program. So there was nothing to add in the fifth point. So review of the graduate route has been added. That's what I feel, and other lawyers also feel so. Some of the lawyers. So the visa route providers. Yeah, so this is all about the changes mainly. Nothing else I have. Yeah, so these are all the changes that will happen sometime next year. Most probably, most of them happening around April, and care worker visa changes happening around January, February, early next year. That's what they say. And I haven't got any questions. I will be saving this live, and yeah, everyone can watch in their own time. If you all have any questions, write it in the comments and all, and I will try to go live next week sometime and answer the questions on the channel. And thank you very much for whoever has joined, and good night.